This manhunt is about to be wrapped up pretty soon, and honestly, I still feel like Derek Groves is going to be the last man standing. I wish I would have put some money on it because I know I'm about to miss a bag, an easy bag. On Monday, they were able to arrest 8 of them. Not 8 of them, but they had 8 of them in total arrested. That means there's 2 more left, and my guy Derek Groves is part of the last 2 standing. The other one is Antoine Massey. Let's talk about the accomplices first. I actually made a video about them, but as soon as I finished it, I checked the internet, and lo and behold, 8 men are now caught. But we got this update that they got 7 accomplices, and just thinking about them really pisses me off. Because how dumb can you get? I don't care if these inmates were family members to the accomplices, if they were friends, girlfriends, because there's some women involved too. Ain't enough love in the world to help nobody who escaped prison. Fam, the inmates are not free. These are wanted men. What they did was illegal. Nobody in my life would dare to try and call my phone number if they escape prison. They already know, bro, you is not gonna make it fucking with me. Don't you know that as soon as you leave the prison, they are tapping everybody's phone connected to you. They are going through bank accounts. They are checking cameras. They have satellite imaging. In fact, one of you idiots got caught through facial recognition. Don't call my phone. Shit, nigga, you trying to put my freedom and livelihood in jeopardy. At that point, I'm feeling harmed and disrespected, and I might just snitch on you off the principle. Obviously, the accomplices are not normal people. They are retards, whether that's the maintenance worker, whether that's the inmate that helped, whether that's the dude that helped after they escaped, or the 4 women that helped them after they escaped. These are not smart people. These are not people that are okay in the head for me to go and fuck my life up because you want to break out of prison. You got too much dip on your chip and you are way in over your head. I can't deal with it. I don't want no parts of it. The thing is, if you hit me up, I have to snitch on you so that I don't incriminate myself. For the maintenance worker, I just can't fathom you being paid enough or doing this just out of the good of your heart. Why would you ruin your job? Terrible, terrible, terrible move. Terrible move. Let's go through some of the key points in the article. 3 of them we already knew were arrested. The maintenance man Sterling Williams, as well as 2 women. I believe it was Courtney Harris and Corvante Baptiste. They mention them again in this article. I don't need to read it, but I'm going to so that we can have them all just sitting in one place, you know? Among them, 23-year-old Trayvon Williams, an inmate at the jail, was arrested after the Louisiana Attorney General's office said its agents obtained sufficient evidence that he assisted in his fellow inmates' escape in the early hours of May 16th. According to the arrest warrant, Williams, wearing a distinctive black orthopedic boot on his right foot, was seen on surveillance camera entering a cell involved in the escape at approximately 12:35 a.m. on May 16th and remaining there for nearly 30 minutes, the same time window during which the inmates made their escape. He is also seen commingling with 2 of the escaped inmates moments before they entered the cell and ultimately escaped, according to the warrant. Investigators believe Williams supplied a blanket and shirt to aid the escapees in climbing over the facility's razor wire top fencing, according to the warrant. Williams had been rebooked on 10 counts of principal to simple escape, the Attorney General's office said. He had initially been booked into the facility in January on weapons charges, jail records show. A second man arrested on Friday is accused of helping 2 of the inmates after their escape, according to the New Orleans Police Department. Emmett Weber, 28, was taken into custody after police executed a high-risk warrant at a home in New Orleans, police said. After questioning, Weber was arrested and has been charged with accessory after the fact of simple escape, police said. Casey Smith, 30, was arrested on Thursday for allegedly assisting 2 of the 10 inmates who escaped from the jail, according to the New Orleans Police Department. Members of the NOPD Special Operations Division Tactical 2 team obtained information linking Smith to allegedly aiding at least 2 of the reported escapees as they were transported to multiple locations in the hours following their escape, the New Orleans Police Department said in a press release on Friday announcing the arrest. Smith allegedly admitted to aiding in the escapees' transport along with 32-year-old Courtney Harris, who was arrested on Wednesday, police said. Smith has been booked for accessory after the fact to simple escape. Here's a picture of Casey Smith, and I ain't gonna lie, she looked terrifying. In addition to Harris, state police announced on Wednesday that 38-year-old Corvante Baptiste was arrested and charged with felony counts of being accessories after the fact. They were both booked at the Plaque Mines Parish Detention Center, officials said. Connie Whedon, 59, was booked into the St. Tammany Parish Correctional Center on Thursday. She faces a felony charge of accessory after the fact for allegedly assisting Jermaine Donald, one of the 5 escapees still on the run, police said. Whedon was in contact via phone both before and after the escape, Louisiana State Police officials said in a statement. Investigators determined that after the escape, she provided Donald with cash through a cell phone app. Sterling Williams, a 33-year-old maintenance worker at the Orleans Parish Justice Center, was arrested and booked into the jail Tuesday morning. Williams allegedly shut off the water to a toilet to help clear the way for the inmates to escape, sources said. The prisoners, including 3 who are charged with second-degree murderoni and remain on the run, were able to crawl out through a hole after ripping the toilet off its hinges. Williams' lawyer has denied he intended to help in the inmates' escape and said a deputy asked him to shut the water off due to a clogged fixture. Did he admit he turned the water off? Yes, absolutely, and we're not denying that. Did he confess to conspiring to aid violent criminals to escape the jail, climb a wall, run across the interstate, and terrorize the city? Absolutely not, lawyer Michael Kennedy told ABC News. Under Louisiana law, a conviction for accessory after the fact carries a penalty of up to 5 years in prison, a fine up to $500, or both. Amid an ongoing investigation into the escape of inmates, the Orleans Parish District Attorney issued subpoenas on Thursday to Orleans Parish Sheriff Susan Hudson and other Sheriff's Office staff members. The order demanded access to emails, text messages, and internal messages from or to Hudson and other Sheriff's Office staff and contractors, including those to Williams. 4 other jail employees have been suspended in this investigation. What do you even say? Some people out here really are just lost, and we have to admit that at some point. I ain't getting on my alt-right anti-black tip right now. I'm being for real. It's some lost people out here risking 2 to 5 years for niggas who was gonna be going back to jail anyway. I would look any family member dead in the face and say, now that you've come here, you are going back. These dudes is on the run, but they running on a treadmill. They haven't gone anywhere. In 2025, the only way to escape prison is to plot your escape before you even get locked up. You need to be able to do it without incriminating everybody you know. You gotta have your stash put aside somewhere. You gotta know people that can get you out the country because you are not staying in the US. And if you do stay in the US, you are an idiot and you deserve to go back, not just because you're already a criminal. You're an idiot. I can't be mad at inmates for doing inmate shit. The only person out of the accomplices that I'm not mad at is the inmate that allegedly helped them escape. I'm wondering why the inmate that allegedly helped didn't go with them, and I'm hoping that it's because he had a little bit of time left and he knew that if he left, he was gonna get caught and it was just gonna add more time to his sentence. You really can't be mad at none of the inmates for leaving, for being stupid, sure, but for leaving, no. Like inmate shit. People with a prison mindset. You don't want to be in there, you want to be out. With that being said, they all deserve jail time. Still skeptical about the whole maintenance man shutting the water off situation. Blame gotta go somewhere. Maintenance man seemed like an easy target. They said that they suspended 4 other employees as well. I'm imagining that the dude that went and got some food while these dudes broke into the cell and escaped, he's not there anymore. I'm wondering why he hasn't been arrested and investigated, but I don't know. Let's move on to the fact that they now have 8 inmates. 6 of them were caught in Louisiana and 2 in Texas. These dudes ain't have no plan. These dudes ain't have no resources. They ain't had no money. They ain't have nobody they could really call, not just they homegirl or they homeboy from the hood. They ain't have nobody important that could have gotten them out of the country or at least to different states. I'm assuming that the 2 that got caught in Texas was trying to get to Mexico, and this has not been released. This is what I think. This is not fact. This is what I think was happening. Or they was just trying to get out of state because they thought that was enough, you freaking idiots. It don't make no sense. And I mean, you can't expect for these guys to be the most logical thinkers in the world, but still, man, why are you such amateurs? Let's read the article real quick. 8 New Orleans inmates captured, 2 remain missing after more than a week on the run. 8 inmates who escaped from a New Orleans jail have been arrested after more than a week on the run, authorities announced. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrow announced on Monday evening that inmate Linton Van Buren was captured in Baton Rouge and is back in custody. Van Buren was originally incarcerated on charges of parole violation, possession of a firearm by a felon, and illegal carry carrying of a weapon, according to Murrell. The inmate will now face additional charges related to the escape, Murrell added. Additionally, inmates Leo Tate and Jermaine Donald were apprehended in Walker County, Texas, by the Texas Department of Public Safety, Louisiana State Police announced on Monday. This is a clear example of how effective collaboration and open communication between agencies can lead to successful outcomes, Louisiana State said in a statement, commending the teamwork of local, state, and federal partners. Tate and Donald were arrested after leading law enforcement officers from several agencies on a high-speed chase through Huntsville, Texas area, Huntsville police said in a statement. Donald was charged with outstanding warrants for escape and resisting an officer. His original charges were for illegally carrying a weapon and second-degree murderoni, according to police. Tate was charged with outstanding warrants for aggravated escape and escape from custody. He was in custody on the original charge of obstruction of justice, police say. 2 more fugitives remain at large. A total of 10 inmates escaped from the Orleans Justice Center after climbing through a hole behind a toilet in the early morning hours of May 16th. Their disappearance was not noticed for several hours and touched off a massive, more than week-long manhunt. 7 people have been arrested on suspicion of helping the escapees, including a jail maintenance worker accused of shutting off water to the toilet, another inmate in the jail, and 5 other people. 3 of the 10 inmates who escaped were apprehended within the first 24 hours of the jailbreak. The other 2 were captured in the following days. That's the end, and I think this is going to be wrapped up in the next week. And I know I was talking crap about how these dudes need to leave the country if they're going to escape. But out of the 2 that are left, does anybody believe that these guys are gone? My money's still on Derrick Groves. I feel like Antoine Massey, he got face tattoos. He's too noticeable in the streets. He would most likely be caught before Derrick. I'm surprised that he wasn't one of the first ones that are caught, and people are also saying that he's the mastermind behind the whole escape. More than likely, these last 2 dudes are just laying low somewhere, could be in another state, could not be in another state since most of them got caught in Louisiana, but eventually, if they're still here in the US, they will have to come out. And once they do, if they're still here, they cannot live normal lives. And I really can't wait to see what happens. I want to see a lot of it because I just want to see who the last one to get caught is. And also, we don't see stuff like this often. 10 inmates escaping a jail at one time? Let me look up actually when the last time this happened was. Funnily enough, the largest, the #1 spot comes from the same prison, Orleans Parish. I'm talking about modern day, starting in the 1900s up until now. I'm not going back into the 1800s, but the largest one happened in 1968 and it was 21 inmates. That was 57 years ago. So this is rare. Amazing that we're here almost in real time as it goes down. Isn't that crazy? These dudes had $20,000 on their head each, and I hope somebody was able to cash out, yo. I hope somebody was, because if it was me, I would be having whole search parties, going through, looking for them, and we would make some progress. Trust me, we would make some progress. That's it, though. Thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back with some more soon, and have a good day.